Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Mercedes and this is the Frugal Life with Mercedes. Today I am going to discuss nobody is coming to save you. Let me say that again. Nobody is coming to save you. And I've heard some people saying this, like I like to watch prepper channels. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I love to see stockpiles, so I don't care if they're coupon stockpiles or food stockpiles or what they are. That's something that I really thoroughly enjoy. Another thing I really enjoy is big grocery hauls. So there are some people that I follow that have like a million kids and they go to Costco and spend like $4,000 and they have like the big carts and then they have it all laid out, and you know, it's just something that I like. Just that has nothing to do with the video, but I've seen a lot of preppers talk about how nobody's coming to save you. So when STH situation happens, like you're on your own, and I kind of wanted to take that and put it towards finances because it's true. You hear a lot of people who say like, you know, like when I was in my early 20s, people would say like YOLO, you only live once. And so there was a lot of people from like my age group, and there are still people that think this, but they would just say that like, okay, well, I should do this, but I want to do this, so YOLO. And they would say it with like, you know, tattoos or piercings or vacations or significant others or spending large amounts of money that really should have gone towards student loans or whatever. And I do remember joking with my then husband, you know, that I'd be like, oh, well, I should cook dinner at home, but YOLO, let's go to Waffle House. And we would joke about it, but it was like little things, do you know what I mean? And it was kind of funny, do you know what I mean? But we didn't mean it like for everything. So you have a lot of people that are like, well, I'm young. I've got time to invest in my 401k. I've got time to pay off my student loans. I've got time to whatever. But we all know that time is short. Life is short. And at 34, I am not where I want to be financially. And because I had student loans and I had certain things come up in my life that I had to deal with, I wasn't able to prioritize savings like I wanted to. And so I'm making up for that now. But just because somebody doesn't have a large amount of savings, I'm not saying that that always means that that person was negligent, because I am anything but negligent, and life happens and circumstances happen. And so you kind of have to roll with it. But at some point you have to realize like nobody is coming to save you. And I was thinking about this video, and I was thinking like, there are legitimately people that think like, I'm just gonna like pay the minimum on everything and just like work, but like go on vacation whenever and do this and get a new car every 2 years and get a new iPhone every time it comes out or whatever. And they think like Daddy Warbucks is gonna just like roll up and like pay everything off, put $1 bajillion in their bank account, and they can retire. And I want to say that people don't really think that, but I don't know what they think actually happens. Like eventually you become a little old person and you're not gonna be wanting to work at 90 years old. You just aren't. Or God forbid you had some sort of disability come up later in life or some sort of illness. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be working indefinitely, like have to. And unfortunately, there's a lot of older people that are in that position. For a variety of reasons, and we'll get into that in another video. But if you're watching this, Daddy Warbucks is not going to roll in and pay all your debt off and put a bunch of money in your bank account and you know, you guys are going to go, you know, singing in the rain down Fifth Avenue. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. This isn't a Harlequin novel. You know, you're not going to be at Starbucks and run into a prince from some country nobody's ever heard of and become a princess. Like, that's not going to happen. The likelihood of some, like, you know, relative you've never even heard of leaving you a giant inheritance, like, the likelihood of that is very small. Now, what is funny is I did date a guy in my early 20s, and he actually was left an inheritance by 2 Sicilian great or great aunts or something like that. I never really got the whole story. To be honest, it sounded a little sketch, but this is the story that I was told. Some Sicilian aunts who, I guess they were the only ones left, so everybody left everything to them, and then they passed away, and he was like the only relative or something like that. I don't know. And I never asked how much he got left. I mean, it could have been $100. I have no idea. But, you know, that was like the first and only person I had ever heard of that happening to. Like, he had never even met them. Like, he'd heard of them, but, you know, he kind of joked that he thought they weren't even real until he got the check in the mail or was contacted by the lawyer or whatever happened. But that's like what's the likelihood? I also do know 2 or 3 people whose parents passed away and left them an insurance policy that they didn't know their parents had taken out. And they were not rich by any means, but they were able to better their circumstances. One person took that money and put it all in investments, and the other person put it towards the betterment of their life. And the third person, I think they did a little bit of both. But the likelihood of that, and again, that was like, they would much rather have their parent, you know what I mean? And they didn't even know about that. And it wasn't like super life-changing, like lotto money. Do you know what I mean? So you really need to get your finances in order, because nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save me either. You know, and don't be afraid, but like, do everything that you can to try to better your circumstances and to better your projection of where you could be. And that's why on this channel, I really talk about all these little frugal things that you can do. And how many times have I mentioned to you guys buying store brand? So if you normally buy a box of cereal that's $6 and you switch to a store brand that's $4, take those $2 and put it in the savings account. Seriously, people laugh when I say that, but if you do that every time you go to the grocery store and save the difference, that savings account or that money that you could put towards debt or your 401k or a rainy day fund or whatever is a priority to you will slowly add up. Okay? So nobody's coming to save you, but we can all learn and grow together to try and save ourselves. Okay? The white knight is not coming. I wish that I love Brandon, but he was not the white knight. Do you know what I mean? Like, he makes my life better in so many ways, and I love him so much, and he complements my life and my lifestyle, and we have a lovely life together. But he did not come rolling in like, hey girl, I'm gonna, here's a bazillion dollars, I'm so in love with you, and now you're the princess of some nation. Like, that didn't happen, and that's okay. But, I think that sometimes we have these fairy tales and these fantasies in our head, and maybe some people's isn't as ridiculous, but what do you think is going to happen if you just keep putting off and putting off and putting off? Okay? I want you to enjoy your life, but I want you to have something put away for later too. Okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you got something out of this video. If you didn't get anything out of this video, at least I hope I made you laugh, because, But thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel. If you did not know, I have an Instagram, The Frugal Life with Mercedes. Until next time, guys, bye. Did it to me again, guys. Still working it, still learning.